to the bold analysis, and we continued sending condolences to the family of Paul Gicheru. As I normally say in this channel, there is no story that is worth your life. MCK, Kenya Media Council of Kenya Director Victor Bire will always tell you that. And of course, I promised that I will continue doing a thread update on this, because I was also one of the people that broke this news to our viewers, and of course, it's a story that has the public interest. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. I want to say thank you very much for those who've been supporting, and I believe that we will continue pushing this front. The question that my good friend James Gicheru was asking in the comment section is, why did Paul Gicheru travel back in the country knowing that perhaps he was a marked man? It's a very bold question that he was asking. And again, the other one was, what is the space of ICC? So today there was an exclusive interview with a security expert, international security expert, on the matters of ICC. And he's saying that the ICC is considering investigating the untimely death of Paul Gicheru, who passed away on Monday in his current residence. The expert known as George Musumali is saying that the hearing of the case was concluded in June, and of course a verdict was supposed to be given of whether acquittal or guilty, pending judgment, but the ICC still has interest in the well-being of the deceased. Remember, he produced himself to ICC November 20th, so he was processed in court, and the hearing was held this year. So I don't know, what I don't understand is whether ICC may then give that verdict. Of course, that verdict then stands no benefit, because the person who is accused is no more. The death may as well be considered an obstruction of justice by the ICC, International Criminal Court, and will launch independent investigations. That's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem, because if it's to launch a foreign investigation, independent investigations, then of course it might take an international look. The Hague may already have dispatched a team to Kenya, and it is believed they might have made that move, as local police system may lack the capacity to look into the lawyer's demise. And he also argued that the National Police Service may tamper with what will be the critical evidence. Of course, the body was processed, and last night, before I slept, I slept a little bit late. So the Citizen crew are covering that story. I think it was around 3 a.m. in the morning when the body was loaded and taken to Lee Funeral Home. And by that time, it was not yet clear, because yes, the place was covered by crime scene, but there was less of the activities that were going on. With the current also disruptions in the DCI, because Judge Kinoti has resigned, and there is a call for a structure, I think even the command order is a little bit affected, but of course, that's a possibility. So what is at stake, or what they can also implement, is Interpol. And if Interpol was to be involved, then their work will be limited and may not be allowed to areas or crevices where the answers to the incident, to the death, lies. Because at the end of the day, even if they come, they may have to cooperate. It will need a cooperation with the local men here. And if this investigation do not have the goodwill, then it still can run the risk of not getting to the bottom of the issue. Musumali opined that the crime scene should have already been secured. In addition, that the inquiry should be conducted by a specialized team. As the time I think I was going, I've been checking the DCI Twitter because that is normally the official communication channel. I have not seen an update over the same, even though I think there was key family members. I think the family spoke. There was a family spokesman who spoke with the media and dismissed the claims of malicious death, or whether the report that emerged on the issue of poisoning, because what was actually reported earlier was that when they found when they found the body, he was emitting foam from his nose, and that's what brought in the speculation. But again, the son who also collapsed maybe was due to the pressure, or after that incident, after realizing the demise of the father. So that was not really now laid bare. So I have looked at this, and what is emerging, and one thing I say is, even if ICC had to come investigate, this is done. This is done, and this is sadly just forgotten. Now, our justice system is corruptible and may lack the autonomy to dig deep. Uh, this is it. We have a system that is also at temesis. We have a command order. So whether someone was to be produced in court or this to be processed, and the footsteps have been there, we have our system that have not done well to instill the confidence that is going to be achieved. Remember, he's not the first to go through the same fate. In July, there was another case of I think a high school teacher who was in Mumias, who was also the body was also found in some mysterious situations. So that is it. One of the challenges we have, and I think I was so keen that Abdul Nasir was taking interest on these such incidences, and it will not be a good one. Now, the foreign investigators may lack cooperation from the local team, because this is a high multitude case and very sensitive and touching into a very prominent person. This was a lawyer who was in ICC and was facing charges there, and the fate of his case was going to have implications on the other cases that had been vacated. So for that, someone will then wonder the cooperation level that they will have. It will not be that easy, because I remember even at the time the other cases of President Kenyatta and the retired President Kenyatta, Francis Mudhaura, and Henry Kosgei were being vacated, it was the grounds of lack of evidence, and it was like bit of evidence interference. So what do you think maybe could have changed? It's not highly possible. Now, human rights lobby are less active in the matter, but I think that is what maybe would have been of interest. The human lobby groups will swing into action and take it head on, and of course it will give a holistic approach. They have the data, they have the statistics, and so they can frame a very good narrative that in future would even influence a legislation or a policy. Yeah, some of these things, it has to take a process that will have to look at how things might evolve, and then come up to see. Now, the ICC talk is a detested topic in this country, especially for the political class. And I agree that anything that invokes the emotions of the events of the 2007 is an enemy of the progress in this country, because there are people who don't want, there are people who went through a lot, and they will not want to be reminded of the same. So when ICC will even dispatch a team to look into the matter locally, they will be it is one of the issues that has been highly politicized by even other African countries, saying that they're interfering in the African democracy, they're interfering in African affairs, and here and there. So the political class will not take up this, and if the decision for them to dispatch a team will need approval from serious persons in the country, high profile leadership in the country, then I can say that it's not going to be that achievable. So that was an update. We are still keeping tabs with the developments from this, and of course, we shall be giving you in this channel. I shall be giving you a thread of everything. The the postmortem is yet to be done by government pathologist and also a representative from the family. And postmortem will dictate whether the death was natural or toxicological analysis, maybe to find out what needs to be done. Findings will be a matter of local and international interests. I've seen these stories now getting coverage, international coverage. However, I am so disappointed by the local media here, because the way the story is being framed and the coverage, I don't think it really meets the public interest. But again, it's important to have an element of restraint. Restraint. That's my bold.